We've talked about former super mayor Tiffany Henyard so many times on this channel. We could probably launch an entire docuseries by now. And just when it feels like the drama might finally fade away, she somehow finds a way to step right back into the spotlight, like clockwork. This time, it wasn't some wild speech or a messy board meeting. Nope. She strolled into court, said nothing, and hit everyone with the classic move, pleading the fifth. And let's be clear, this wasn't just a minor side note. This is the exact playbook of someone stalling while the walls close in. Welcome to another chapter of How Not to Be a Public Servant. Here's the setup. Tiffany Henyard, once the mayor of Dolton and part-time chaos coordinator, full-time headline grabber, was ordered to appear in court. The reason? Watchdog groups kept asking for basic information. Stuff like, where's the money and what happened to funds? But instead of answering, she straight up ghosted. The lawsuit came from Edgar County Watchdogs, a group that's been chasing her shady dealing for years. They've been relentless in exposing corruption, and this time, they accused Henyard's administration of blatantly ignoring FOIA requests. That's the Freedom of Information Act, the law that guarantees citizens a right to know what their government is doing. And, just like so many other rules, she acted like it didn't apply to her that FOIA requests aren't optional. They're the foundation of transparency in government. When citizens ask for documents, leaders are supposed to deliver no excuses. But instead of following the law, Tiffany's team brushed it off like a spam call. And these watchdogs weren't asking for anything outrageous. They just wanted receipts, credit card statements, and meeting notes. That's it. Instead, Henyard's administration gave them the legal equivalent of new phone. Who dis? Which is bold, considering this is taxpayer money we're talking about, as, oh, the judge finally had enough. Tiffany was ordered to appear in person after already being held in contempt for ignoring transparency laws. When she did show up, her attorney tried to spin it, saying she couldn't remember the documents and that things were just too chaotic at the time. But let's be honest, this was chaos she personally created. And while I'm not a lawyer, even I can see how deep in a hole she is. Pleading the fifth might be smart legally, but if transparency was really her goal, why not just say, we don't have the files? Instead, she pulled the same move she's leaned on before. Silence. Plead the fifth. Back when she was still mayor and township supervisor, her lawyer told her to use it as protection. And sure, that's her right under the Constitution. But here's the thing. Everyone knows what pleading the fifth signals. It's not something you do because you're confused about paperwork. It's what you do when the truth could land you in serious trouble. If there's nothing to hide, then what's she so afraid of saying out loud? And let's be real, we already know the answer. With all the shady financial moves, unexplained expenses, and vanishing funds, one wrong word could be the domino that knocks everything down. That's why she clams up. But here's what makes this whole thing even worse. This isn't some high-stakes murder trial. This is about credit card statements and public records. If she was truly innocent, she could have just denied it under oath. But pleading the fifth? That's basically admitting that telling the truth could be self-incriminating. Which raises a bigger question. What's in those records that's so dangerous? Why all the dodging, the stalling, the courtroom acrobatics? If this is just a misunderstanding, unless it's not, unless she knows exactly what went down, and say it would blow her entire operation apart. This isn't about saving face anymore. It's about dodging real consequences that could follow her for years. And seriously, these are just credit card records. Nobody asked her to explain Area 51 or hand over nuclear codes. But the dysfunction? It's been nonstop. Remember, this is the same woman who once waved random papers around in a board meeting, claimed the program was canceled, but never showed proof. When the court later said, okay, let's see those documents, her answer was basically, nah. And while this hearing played out, the judge casually dropped another bomb, yet another lawsuit with her name on it. At this point, the lawsuits are piling up so fast someone could start a whole YouTube channel just tracking Tiffany Henyard's legal battles. This new lawsuit doesn't just name her. It ropes an entire village of Dolton, plus the police and fire commissions. And when she was asked about it, Tiffany claimed she didn't even know it existed. Honestly, that might be true. She's racked up so many lawsuits, she probably doesn't need a spreadsheet just to keep track. But that's the whole point. Her legal defense has become more than strategy. It's almost spiritual. She ghosts accountability, like it's a belief system. Call it what it is, a delay tactic. She's hitting pause on a movie she knows ends badly, praying nobody remembers to hit play again. And with the FBI reportedly digging into misuse of funds and political retaliation, pleading the fifth might not just be her best move. It might be the only move left. This isn't someone shy about speaking. This is someone sitting on a tower of reckless choices, hoping it doesn't all collapse at once. So what did Tiffany do after leaving court? You'd think she'd lay low, but nope. It got wilder. She went on Facebook Live acting like she'd just walked out a movie premiere. No mention of the FOIA requests. No mention of lawsuits. No mention of contempt of court. Instead, she spun it like a celebration, thanking supporters and staying prayed up. She even teased a book tour, like she's prepping for daytime TV instead of fighting lawsuits. It was surreal, like watching someone turn a courtroom loss into a victory lap. Still, even with the live streams, the lawsuits, and now this book stunt, the bigger picture hasn't changed. That Facebook Live wasn't transparency. It was damage control. She looked relieved, not victorious. Relieved that she wasn't cuffed in front of cameras. Many people expected her to leave the courtroom in chains. So that victory speech? That was nothing more than political smoke and mirrors. If she truly had nothing to hide, she wouldn't be showering herself with praise and prayer emojis. She'd be showing evidence. And last I checked, filters and hashtags don't stop subpoenas. The judge did toss her a lifeline, offering her the chance to file an affidavit basically saying, "I don't have a records." That's the legal version of a shrug. And for now, it saved her, and public money that may have gone missing. Some of that is already being investigated. And if the FBI gets deeper involved, it won't stop until every stone is turned over. This isn't just a scandal, it's a saga. A slow-motion collapse of a local government empire that was built on arrogance, secrecy, and reckless spending. Every court date, every live stream, every new lawsuit peels back another rotten layer. And while Tiffany is out here promoting a book tour, the reality is closing in. So here's the real question. Are you actually curious enough to read this book if it drops? Because I know I am. It might never get published, but if it does, I'll grab a copy. What about you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.